Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, and for those who are new, welcome. I'm Aisa, and today I decided to bring to you guys something a little different. So I went, for those of you that are Canadian, you might know it, especially if you're in the Montreal area. So the other day I decided to go to Beauty Hera, and I just got a bunch of goodies from Beauty Hera. And I decided, why not film a video using makeup only from Beauty Hera. Now, like I said, for those of you who aren't Canadian or don't have a shop in your area, you might not know it. I know they have 3 shops, one in Montreal, one in Laval, and one in Ottawa, I believe. But they also have online shopping, and they do ship to Canada and the US. I will check that and leave it in the description down below. So yeah, I just decided to go and get a few makeup items from there, and I will be doing a full face using Beauty Hera products, and this is kind of gonna be like a first impressions at the same time, so it should be fun. Let's see what it is. And it's also good because most of their makeup is really affordable if you don't have that much money. It's kind of like drugstore type of makeup. So I hope you guys like this video. Before I start, don't forget to hit the button down below and subscribe and like this video and share with your friends. Let's get right into it. Okay, so of course the first product I'm going to be using is the LA Girl Pro Conceal Primer. It's the only one I found there. I also found some of their concealers there, but I will not be using them in this video. So yeah, this is the primer which I will be applying all over my face to prep my skin. It's kind of different. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of like a liquid type of primer. It's different for me. I'm used to, you know, the white primers. I do like the consistency on my face. I feel like it's kind of like soft and like, this is really interesting. So for some reason I forgot to get a corrector, so I went ahead and just corrected my face with my MAC Prep+Prime. I wasn't also able to find a foundation, so I just decided for the sake of the video I'm just going to use concealer as my foundation. So I'm going to be using the NICKAK New York HD concealers in coffee, dark brown, and copper. So I'm going to be using coffee for my foundation shade and just go ahead and put that all over my face. I don't know how this is going to go, but yeah, this is how it looks. And I also was able to find some beauty sponges over there. So yeah, I took 2 of these. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just... Now it does look a little dark for me. But it's okay, we can still work with it. Right off the bat, I feel like this concealer is like really creamy. And this is supposed, well, it does say that it's supposed to be full coverage and long lasting. So that, I suppose that's why, one of the reasons why it is pretty creamy. Let's just go ahead and start blending. So I have my beauty sponge and it's pretty damp. Gonna go ahead and blend my foundation. Now normally you guys know that I do prefer using my brush to blend, but for the sake of the video I decided to step out of my comfort zone and just try something new. I do feel like it's kind of running a little bit on the red side, like it has like red undertones, and typically that's something I don't really like because I feel like my skin is more like golden. The one thing I will say though about using a beauty blender is that, like most people say, it does soak up a lot of the excess product, which I do like. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my face, and to do so I'm going to be using the same concealer but in the color Copper. So far I like the color of this, and I actually don't mind the fact that it's pretty creamy. At first I thought I would feel like it's kind of like too much product on my face, but I'm actually like liking the coverage, to be honest with you. I'm I'm going to be using the same beauty blender. So far this is blending like really well. I'm like actually really impressed. I'm actually really liking using a beauty blender. I'm gonna go ahead and contour with dark brown. Now normally I do not really like cream contouring, but for the sake of the video, I told myself why not try something different. So I'm gonna go ahead and cream contour first, then I'm gonna set everything. Now what I did like about Beauty Hera is that they had a like really wide range of variety when it came to its different shades for its concealers. So I was pretty impressed with that. Now this could almost look as if it could be one of my other like foundation shades. I don't remember if this was the darkest shade that I saw at that specific moment, but it's probably one of them. I do not think this is the contour shade for me. Like, I feel like you can barely see it. Like, it's kind of doing something on my forehead, but when it comes to like cutting, like contouring my cheeks, like I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I'm gonna go ahead and set my highlight with the Ruby Kisses HD Set and Forget powder. Now, I don't typically use powders to bake my face or anything, but it's never too late to try something new, right? Especially with makeup, it's always really good to experiment, in my opinion. I forgot to mention this is in the color Banana. Instead of baking, I'm just going to press the powder into my skin. Actually, I might do that for my forehead and stuff, but I might keep some of the powder underneath my eyes, just because I will be doing eyeshadow later, and I'm not sure if the eyeshadow might fall or anything. So if I have fallout, at least I'll have the powder to keep me safe. Okay, so far I feel like it's a very lightweight powder. It's very hard to get out of the package though. So now that I set my highlighted areas, I'm going to go ahead with the NICKAK contour kit. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but these shades do not really look like they would fit me. And this was the shade in CK02, which looked like it was the darker shade that I could find over there, the darker palette I mean. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set my contour using this shade right here. It seems like the darkest shade. I don't think it shows up really well on camera, but this is kind of like a lighter contour, and this would be the darker contour, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and use. And I'm gonna go ahead with this BH Cosmetics brush, angled brush, just because I prefer contouring with an angled brush. This does come with a brush inside, but obviously I'm not going to be using that. Like, that's just not gonna work at all. I'm gonna go ahead with this brush to blend the top bits. Yeah, I feel like this powder was kind of like, it's too soft. It's most definitely not the contour shade that I would use for myself at all. Maybe on the days where like I want to look more natural, it would be a good shade, but right now I don't think it's doing that much for me at all, to be honest with you. So next I'm going to go ahead and move on to the eyes. And for the eyes, I did find this really like pretty nude shade palette from NICKAK, and this is the perfect nude palette. I really like the colors in this palette. Like, all these colors, I feel like that everyday colors that anyone would use, you know, like especially if you're not comfortable with doing a lot of color like I am. This is a like really good everyday palette for everyone. So yeah, I'm gonna be using that, but before I do so, I am gonna go ahead and use my concealer and setting powder to set my eyes. So I know guys, I look really crazy right now, but don't worry, we're going to fix that in like just a few moments. I'm gonna go ahead and use this orange shade just above my crease as a transition color. I'm going in very lightly because I don't know what to expect from this palette. No, I do feel like this is kind of like more like a buildable palette. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use this color, this brown shade, and I'm gonna go ahead still with my Kylie Cosmetics brush. Now one thing that I do see is that the shadows do kind of move a lot, and I've literally just been dipping in one, and like I've tried being careful, but once you dip it, it kind of like falls out a little bit. So if that's something you don't really like in the shadow, then maybe avoid this palette, but to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. Like I really don't mind it that much. So now I'm gonna go ahead with my favorite color. Well, a color that really stood out to me. I've been kind of obsessed with rose gold lately. Well, I feel like most people have, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna go ahead with this rose gold shade right here. And what I'm gonna do first, I'm not gonna use any setting spray or anything. I'm just gonna go ahead with my brush so you guys can see the actual payout, and I'm not gonna cut any creases or with any concealer or anything. I'm just literally gonna dip my brush into it and go ahead and use it so you guys can see like its true color. Ooh. So as I expected, there is quite a bit of fallout, but it's good that I expected it though. Ooh, I love this color. As I said, this could be like a good everyday palette. What I'm gonna do for the other eye, I'm gonna go ahead and use some setting spray on my brush first and see if like the color is more vibrant. So I did go ahead and pick up this Spritz to Fix Dewy makeup setting spray. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray the other side of my brush that I haven't used. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if spraying my brush with some setting spray first made any difference whatsoever. So yeah, I do feel like these palettes are kind of like buildable. You have to kind of pack them on to get the right shade that you want. And now I'm gonna go ahead with this big brush and just sweep that powder underneath my eyes. I feel like I look really white on camera right now. I don't look that white in person, guys, but it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and fix all of that later. Just gonna go ahead and do my brows. Now normally I use kind of like a black brown for my brows. They were out of black brown when I went, so I took two. I took brown and black. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but we'll make it work. And so the pencils that I used are also from NICKAK. I do realize they have a lot of NICKAK products over there. As I said, I got it in cocoa and in black. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with cocoa, and if I don't like how it looks, then I'll just scratch all of that and go in with black. So I like that this actually has a spoolie, because I've always preferred spoolies to do my eyebrows. So I'm usually used to my eyebrows being pretty dark. And this doesn't look like it's doing much. So yeah, we're gonna fix the eyebrows after with concealer, which I never really do either. So then I'm going to go ahead with copper underneath to clean up my eyebrows. And then I'm gonna go ahead on top with a color that's closer to my shade. I'm debating whether I should go with coffee or a dark brown, and I'm thinking I'm going to use coffee. I'm gonna start and blend the top first, and then I'll go ahead and work my way down to the bottom. So the next thing I purchased was the NICKAK liquid eyeliner. I normally never do my wing liner on camera, so we'll see how this goes. The applicator was actually like pretty easy to use. I thought that because it was hard it would be kind of like stiff, but it's actually not that stiff. It's actually not that bad. I'm impressed. So the next thing I was able to get was the NICKAK, once again, NICKAK New York mascara, and this is a waterproof mascara actually, and I got the volume and extension. When I was in that section, they had like multiple types of mascaras. They had like volume and extension, they had curly and volume if I remember, or length and volume, like they had different types. In my case, my eyelashes are already kind of curly and they are kind of long, so the thing that I would like the most in the mascara is to give me more volume. So let's see if this is good on my eyelashes. And I see that it's like, it's very flexible, so I think I like this one. And right off the bat I can tell that there's like a lot of product going on my eyelashes, which I like, and it dries pretty quickly. And the fact that this bends, actually I feel like it makes it easier for me to get like this corner here of my eye, my outer corner. That's like the hardest part for me to get. I'm gonna go back in that palette and I'm just gonna go with the orange first. I'm gonna use the excess on the brush and just go underneath. And for some reason, like every single time I have makeup on, this eye always starts tearing up, like always. Whenever I have makeup on, always starts watering. I don't know why, and it's only this one eye, only this eye, not the other one. Does that happen to you guys, like, or is it just me? Anyways, next I'm gonna go ahead with the other brush I use for the brown and just go and add some a little bit. So now that that is done, I'm gonna go ahead with my mascara and just add that to my lower lashes. I couldn't find a highlighter, but I did find some nice blushes actually. There were other shades, but I opted for these ones because normally I don't like when it's like too pink or anything. I like it to look pretty natural. So yeah, I got these two shades. Probably gonna end up using this one more, but I'll see. I'll probably mix them. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with this brush that I always use for blush. Ooh. Oh dear, this is actually like very pigmented. Lord, I did not mean to do that at all. Ooh. Okay, so for those of you who are very heavy-handed, be careful when you add this blush on. I'm telling you right now, it's like really pigmented, like very pigmented, and it comes off a lot even though you don't have that much on your brush. Go very softly. Oh, and that blush palette is also from NICKAK. So because I didn't find any highlight, I'll probably go ahead and just use my own highlighter. Before I do that, I'm I'm gonna go ahead and set my entire face. So I'm going to be using the NICKAK New York Flawless Finish Powder. This is a mineral pressed powder and it's in the color MP103 Cocoa. So this is what the powder looks like. And when I open it, there's actually a little sponge in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna use this sponge and just press it all over my face. So far I'm liking the color. Actually, I feel like it's bringing back some color into my face because my face was looking a little light, mostly because of the powder. Maybe it's just not a good powder to bake with. Okay, so far I'm actually like pretty happy with this powder. I feel like I could see myself using this pretty much every day to set my makeup. So next I'm gonna go back into this eyeshadow palette and I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight my inner tear duct. I'm going more towards this color and then probably mixed with this, but I'll start with this color first. Ooh, I like that color. I like that shade as a inner tear duct highlight. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go into this shade right here. This looks a lot like the shade I normally use to highlight in my Curly Bible palette. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use this as a highlighter. I'm going to be using my fan brush. I feel like this is very shimmery if you use it as a highlight, but it's still not too bad. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna go back with my Spritz to Fix setting spray and I'm just gonna spray my entire face. So while I was at Beauty Era, I was also able to find some lip products. They actually had a good variety of lip glosses and all of that. So I went ahead and I got a NICKAK New York lip liner in the color brown. I also got a NICKAK New York True Matte lip gloss. I like this because it was kind of nude. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips right away because I feel like this is gonna be too light for me and I'm not gonna like it. Ooh, it looks pretty creamy. Ooh, and it smells like awesome. It smells kind of like candy, or I can't like put my finger on it, but it smells awesome, guys. I'm not mad with this color. It's kind of like a pinkish. It's more pink than nude. I guess you could say it's kind of like a peachy nude. And also, as it says on the application, it is pretty matte. It dries pretty quickly. I did kind of like the setting spray, how it set my face as well. At first it was looking kind of weird. I didn't like the fact that it left some white bubbles on my face, but now that it dried, it's actually pretty nice. So this is the final look, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this new type of video that I decided to do. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you guys enjoy purchasing some products from Beauty Era. I would say for the most part I like most of their products. Beauty sponges were really good and easy to use, except that it's kind of smaller than most beauty sponges, so that's the downside. I like the concealers actually too. The cream contour, obviously it wasn't my shade. I like using the contour as a foundation, the concealer shade, and also to highlight my face. I like those. The banana powder, I'm still on the fence of it, but also it might also be because I've never actually baked in my, since I've been doing makeup, I've never actually baked, so that might be it. So the real test though is if I can take a picture with flash and have no white cast, I guess, underneath my eyes. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and this is what the picture looks like. And I guess it's not that bad. I might reuse it, but this time not baking. Other than that, I liked pretty much every other product that I've purchased. My favorite so far is probably this setting powder. I like this setting powder because it's very lightweight on my face. Also, I did love this palette a lot. This palette, I love the shades. The only thing is you do get a lot of fallout from this. Personally, the contour kit, not for me. I didn't really like the shades. The consistency was okay, but the shades themselves, like, they didn't really do anything for me. The same for the cream contour shade. And the mascara, I'm still so-so about it. It's nice, but I would have liked something that would give me a bit more length and a bit more volume. I feel like, yes, it did give me volume, but not as much as I would like it to. But Beauty Era is a pretty good place to go shop, especially if you're on a budget with your makeup items. I would definitely recommend to go shop at Beauty Era. You might find some things that you really like over there. Quality is really not that bad, so I might return and get some more stuff. Make sure you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe down below and leave us a comment to chat with us and let us know if you like this video or if you want to see something else. I hope to see you guys in our next video. Bye.
What else? Your body will kill me. Up in every palm, baby. Ram town. Now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah.